Hello, Veronica. It's Mr. Shawn here again, ready to read another story to you. I hope you're doing well and things are going okay for you and your family. I'm doing well and enjoying reading these stories to you. I hope you're getting them. So today's story is Jessie's Hill by Anne Harth. Oh, what do we see in this picture? A boy on a bike going up a hill, looks like. Well, maybe he's Jessie. So let's read the story here. Jessie pushed his bike into the driveway. Can I come to the zoo, Dennis? Can you ride on top of the hill? His brother asked. His friends were ready to go. Hmm, interesting. Right on top of the hill. It sounds like they're going to ride their bikes to the zoo. Doesn't that sound like that? Jessie looked up at the steep hill. I think I can, he said. Let's go. Dennis and his friends rode away. What are these little things by his head? Sometimes that means he's thinking and he might be a little nervous about going up the steep hill. So let's see if he can make it. Jesse jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. He passed Mr. Johnson's house. Interesting. So, do you have a bike? Do you know how to ride a bike? I don't have a bike anymore, but I used to ride my bike a lot when I was young. I even rode to my grandma's house, and it was like 15 miles away one day to stay over at her house. That was a good time. I enjoyed riding that far. His legs were shaky. He passed Peter Potter's house. It was hard to breathe. He was hot. He stopped in front of the yellow house. Yeah, it can be a lot of work riding a bike. Sometimes going up hills and different things get you tired out. Jesse, Dennis called from the top of the hill. Jesse looked up. When you can ride to the top, you can come. Jesse stamped his foot. His brother disappeared over the hill. So, what do you think when he stamped his foot? What does that mean? I think he was upset because he wanted to go. So, let's see if he can do it. Well, not today. The next day, Jesse tried again. He jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. Ooh, look at that face. He looks pretty determined. He's going to do it. He passed Mrs. Jennings' house. He passed Peter Potter's house. His legs were shaky. It was hard to breathe. He was hot, but he passed the yellow house too. Whew, he's getting farther this time. Let's see. Jesse tried to ride up the hill every day. His legs were shaky and it was hard to breathe, but every day he rode a little farther. And he kept going. He's going to keep trying. That's what you got to do. If you want something bad enough, you keep trying. It was Saturday morning. Jesse pushed his bike into the driveway. Dennis and his friends were leaving. So Dennis must be older. What do you think? Where are you going? Jesse said. Dennis stopped. We're going to the zoo. Can I come? Can you ride to the top of the hill? Watch me. Jesse jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. He rode past Mrs. Jennings' house. He rode past Peter Potter's house. He rode past the yellow house. His legs weren't shaky. He pedaled harder. Yeah, by doing it over and over again, his legs got stronger. Go, Jesse, you can do it. Dennis and his friends cheered. He pedaled harder. He passed three more houses. He was almost to the top of the hill. His legs were shaky. It was hard to breathe. Gonna make it? Jesse was hot, but he didn't stop. His bike slowed down. It wobbled, but kept moving. Jesse stood on his pedals and pushed. He reached the top. Woo! He made it. He looked down at Dennis and his friends. They were puffing and panting. They rode up the hill. So it was difficult for the older boys, too. Dennis patted Jesse on the back. Do you want to come to the zoo? He said. Jesse grinned. I guess that's a yes, he wants to go. The story's main idea is Jesse practiced until he could bike up the hill. The lesson is what? So what do you remember that I talked about in the story by practicing and practicing? So the lesson is the more you try and you keep going, you can do what you want. You just have to keep working hard at it, not give up. So you can do it. What makes Dennis a good big brother? How did Jesse finally get up the hill? So what makes Dennis a good big brother? Does he talk bad about Jesse? Does he say things that discourage him? No. Dennis really helps Jesse and encourages him to keep trying and to keep going and inviting him to come with them. So, how did Jesse finally get up the hill? Hmm, what does it say? He didn't stop. He stood on his pedals and pushed. So yeah, if you're going up a hill and you want to keep going, a lot of people stand up on their bike, and then what they can do is they can push down harder because you have more weight over your feet. So you can push down on them. All right, Veronica, that's the story for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was certainly a good story. So take care until next time. Bye bye.